It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Tuesday, May 17th. That's when we're doing this. I don't know when you're experiencing it.
Yeah, whenever you're watching or listening to this podcast, thank you so much for picking us today.
But I guess if you listen in several days later, then a happy belated Tuesday.
We hope the day went well.
Yeah, we hope your Tuesday was well, whatever you did with it.
How's the future going for you?
It's obviously very busy because you didn't have time to listen to the Riot Podcast the day it came out.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, so what do we got today, Isaiah? Let's just jump right in.
So I just looked at the picture of the mustache you guys were talking about.
The guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Polish state trooper and the Polish president, and that is incredible.
Isn't it awesome?
I don't think that there's
It's like,
a way.
How do you make a mustache go out so, like a triangle, like so pointed? It's amazing.
I don't know how he even grows hair in those places. It's so extended out that it doesn't even he has going down and then wrapping around. It doesn't really make much sense. For me, I was just lucky to get any hair on my lip alone, let alone getting it in the most odd places that he had it, and able to make it into some sort of triangle-looking thing.
Finally manicured too, or whatever, just so
shaped up.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we talk about a state trooper and a former, it was Poland, right?
Yeah. Poland.
President. And when you're done with the story, though, you need to Google it because you need, or if you just text 877 to RadioU, we can always still throw you the link to the article, but you need to see the former Polish president's facial hair because it is something.
You can see why he got elected.
Yeah,
just
right?
purely based off of that, probably. Who even knows what his views are? He's got great facial hair.
It's different.
Yeah, the facial hair was pretty incredible. We also talked a lot of wedding talk throughout the show today, and you guys, neither of you are big wedding fans, you would say.
No.
The dance floor doesn't really entice you.
Oh, gosh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
The dance floor, you would never?
No.
Never?
No.
You get out there, the Cupid Shuffle gets going.
No.
The electric slide. I don't even know. There's so many of those wedding dances. Because I'm going to a wedding this Saturday. I had previously had a date, no longer have a date. And now I'm scrambling the last couple of days. Not even scrambling, but just wondering in my mind if I should show up with one or not. Because I already have the +1 set.
Well, you're acting like you have a bunch of options.
Well, I don't have a lot of options, but it's just the pursuit of should I even try at this point? I'm so far behind now. I only have a couple days before.
Well, and it is hard because then whoever you decide to take on the date would, I think, probably be aware of the fact that they were not the first choice. Something else happened. And,
exactly.
And a wedding is a real hard first date to kind of get to know somebody.
Really?
So that's why. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean by really?
It's not like I've never taken. It's not like I've ever taken anybody on a first date to a wedding, but I would think that would be a good.
No.
If you know
That's
each
if
other
it goes bad, though. If it goes wrong, then it's just a long day / night. I don't know. It's just a lot of time together.
A wedding would be a perfect first date for you and a gal because you wouldn't have to pay for them to eat appetizers.
You're right. There is a positive there.
Totally free.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to meet all my crazy friends, right off the rip, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, who's this?"
And then
I'm just met her as well, oddly enough.
And then the bouquet throwing, that's awkward.
yeah.
So I feel like there's just a lot of pressure, especially for the lady, the lucky lady who would go to the wedding because, it's not just let's go to a coffee place or a movie.
Yeah.
You have to get dressed and stuff and get ready.
Yeah, I also have I haven't went and gotten clothes or anything yet, and I was asking my friend whose wedding it is in a barn, and
A barn?
A barn, yes,
Okay.
and I'm not sure that there is AC in the barn.
A what?
AC, air
air
conditioning.
Air conditioning. I was like, what's a C?
Yeah.
No, AC. I don't think there's air conditioning
Is that
in
a
this
horse?
barn, and so I'm beginning to be a little bit worried about that too, as well. As he said, there's some fans in the back.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I'm like, what do you mean there's fans in the back? Are we sitting on hay bales or what's happening here?
It's supposed to get really hot this weekend. Too.
I know.
And humid.
Yeah.
I'm worried. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear, and if I don't want to be covered in sweat, and I just feel maybe I just don't go at all.
I'm starting to think that doesn't sound so bad, does
You're
it?
really selling the wedding even more.
I know.
How good of friends are you with the people that are actually getting married?
I've known him since he was 6.
Oh, they'll understand.
Yeah.
that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the longer you know him, the more they're like, oh no, they'll totally get it.
They
It's
won't
not like
be
you're not going to see
offended.
him later anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so
Isaiah, this is why we tell you weddings are the worst.
I know. Because a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, I'm so excited for the wedding. It's going to be so much fun. And now just a couple days prior, I'm like, why did I sign up for this?
Yeah.
I could have had so many excuses. I didn't have to go.
It's all
and
a part
now
of
here
growing
I
up.
am,
You know what? A few years from now, though, hopefully all of your friends will be married. You won't have to worry about it
It'll be
anymore.
all done.
Yeah.
Never
Yes,
mind, I
hopefully
won't
so.
say that. All right. Thank you guys for enjoying the podcast today. We really appreciate you guys enjoying it, hopefully so. And if you have any ideas for Isaiah on what to do for his wedding this weekend, please let him know.
Yeah. Not his wedding.
His wedding that he needs
He's
to
going
attend
to.
in a barn with no AC.
That now we may even not attend. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see you on Friday.
Have a great day.
See you guys.
Enjoy.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
All right, check this one out. We've got a guy stranded on the side of the road, flat tire.
He's in Connecticut.
Okay. Well, Nikki, you spoiled it.
Right. That's not spoiling
Yes,
it.
it is.
How is that spoiling
Nikki,
it?
hold on. Don't- Let me start over.
Okay. I never said Connecticut.
Yeah, forget about that. We got a guy on the side of the road.
Well, where was he?
I can't tell you yet. Because get a load of, you are gonna is gonna blow your mind when
I
you hear the
can't
big
wait.
reveal of the story.
Can't wait.
Guy on the side of the road, flat tire. Another guy pulls over to help him out.
Yeah.
Turns out the guy that has the flat tire is a former Polish president.
Yeah.
He was the first Polish president after they were under communist rule, right? So pretty big deal. The guy who pulled over to help him is also Polish. And it happened in Connecticut. Yeah! Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. In Connecticut.
Yes,
You're
but what are
kidding.
the odds?
Oh, my
What are the
gosh.
odds that a Polish, he was also a state trooper, what are the odds a Polish state trooper would pull over in Connecticut to help a guy with a flat tire? It's the Polish president.
What a small world.
Can you believe that?
I cannot.
I can't believe anybody pulled over to help somebody with a flat tire.
I know.
State trooper or not.
Well, I wonder. They said that the former Polish president, yes, he was on the side of the road, and so a state trooper was sent out to help change the tire, and there was like, hey, hey,
Yeah.
it was really cool.
It's like if you moved your whole life to Mongolia and you're a state trooper in Mongolia, and one day you're like, well, somebody calls in, we got a flat tire, can you go help? And it would be President Clinton. What are the odds?
Sure, they thought that at first it was a joke, that it wasn't the former president of it, but went there, got a nice picture with him, and was able to help get him on his way.
Look at that president, too. He doesn't look like a president.
He
doesn't
doesn't,
look
and-
like one we would have just because of the mustache.
And I can't tell, like we don't know the nature of the call, but like if you're a former president, do you always say like, hi, I need help with the tire change. I'm a former president.
Do you just act normal when you're in Connecticut and you assume probably nobody knows who you are?
And you can
Does he have
tell-
security detail?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because you could tell the officer's super like, hey, this is great. And the other guy's just like, hey.
Yeah. I guess I imagine if you're a president from about 30 years ago of Poland in the United States, probably just nobody cares, right?
Well, I'm just curious how that came up.
Right. But nevertheless, I mean, I guess if he also had security detail, maybe they would help him change his tire.
Then you wouldn't have to call the police.
Yeah, but if you're curious what the former Polish president was doing in Connecticut in the first place, he's been in the United States.
Hey,
he's advocating for
Isaiah, you need to get Isaiah needs to get his mustache like the Polish
Yes, he
former
does.
president. You need to have your mustache look
Isaiah
like the
doesn't
former
have a chance.
president.
He could never do that.
We'll send him the picture because the mustache on this guy is what Isaiah needs to start doing. It's like it goes out really
It's
weird, like a triangle.
What was the that meme from the Discovery show where the bikers? What's that? Is it West Coast Choppers? Is that what it is, or something
Maybe.
like that? Where they make the custom bikes. It looks just like that guy. Where they're arguing. You know what I'm talking about?
Now I don't want. What if I ruin it?
Yeah, right.
Connecticut.
I thought there's no way Nikki would say Connecticut right off the bat.
Oh, it's fine. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. But
Still an interesting story.
it's cool, and yes, the mustache on the former president is quite impressive.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. I wish I could get that.
You wish.
I wish. Isaiah wishes. We all wish. We'd have a lot more street cred if we could.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Are you familiar with the town of Kingsland, Arkansas?
I don't think I am.
It is famous for being the birthplace of Johnny Cash.
All right.
Yeah, you know Johnny Cash, right?
I watched the movie.
You did?
I watched that
Walk the
one.
Line?
Yeah, from a while ago.
Oh, yeah, with Joaquin Phoenix.
It's a good movie.
Reese Witherspoon. It's a classic. Well, Johnny Cash, of course, he's a big deal around those parts. In fact, he's such a big deal that they've immortalized him in a mural on their town water tower.
Oh, you mean like the big giant water tower that's in
the
every
one
town?
Yep. They've got a full size, I would think. Yeah, that looks full, like probably about 6 feet from head to toe. Johnny Cash painted up on the top of that water tower. And somebody.
Do to it?
What?
I'm looking at the picture.
Somebody has vandalized the water tower with Johnny Cash on it.
How did they manage to do that?
They have some excellent aim, I would think. And now so does Johnny Cash, because they shot him right in the crotchal region. And so now the water tower is leaking.
It looks like he's peeing.
Which means that Johnny Cash himself, the man in black, is just taking a leak all over Kingsland, Arkansas.
Wow, it's just always leaking from the spot.
Yeah, right in the. I mean, they had great aim. They really did. It took. I'm assuming it took one shot because it's not leaking from anywhere else, and that is an impressive flow coming out of Mr. Johnny Cash.
Well, since it's a water tower, you think they would, I don't know, fix it as fast as possible?
They're working on it. But keep in mind, Kingsland, Arkansas is a town of 400 people.
Oh, small
So
town.
I don't know if they might have to call somebody in from out of town. They might not even have a water tower repairman in Kingsland, Arkansas.
Water office manager says that it could take as long as a week to fix the damage. They saw the leak when they went in the office and assumed it was overflow, which I guess can happen from a water tower anyways. Then they realized when the light of day happened.
Light of day.
Then they realized that
early one morning, you could say, while making their rounds.
They noticed the position of the leak, and they said it was too bad because last year they spent almost $300,000 improving the water tower, and they said that they would like to find who the vandal was because they would like to turn him in.
Did they improve it by putting a painting of Johnny Cash on it? Is that
was
what they
probably
did?
when they did that.
Yeah, maybe somebody in the town just really hates Johnny Cash. I don't know how you could.
Well, it's just terribly clever.
Yeah.
But you don't want to vandalize stuff.
No, it's that's what one person says. It's they said one of the residents said shouldn't have done it, but as far as creativity goes, it's first class.
Gotta hand it to them.
Yeah.
They say a lot of hard work and effort went into they had to get a grant to get the water tower painted in the first place. So they're just upset that it potentially ruined that.
I think a lot of hard work went into getting that bullet right where they wanted it.
Well, they said it was probably someone shooting it.
Yeah.
The question is, I would love to see was it just one shot?
That's what I like.
Or is there other bullet holes? Because if there was, there'd be other leaks.
That's what I'm thinking. So they just, it was a marksman. They signed them up for the military or the Olympics or something. Get them in the biathlon because they've got some they could be a superhero.
It's dead on right there.
Well done.
So
but
that
also
is
bad. Very shame on you.
Shame on you,
for making Johnny Cash leak all over Kingsland, Arkansas.
So that's in Arkansas. The picture's really cool. If you want to see it, we can send it to you.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
It's time for the Riot dating game. Yeah. Is it The Price is Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the price. How much would you pay for a date with our very own Isaiah?
Well, that's not what we're doing here. That is not what we're doing.
No, but Isaiah finds himself
Drew.
in a predicament.
Yeah.
I did. I found myself in a weird predicament where I have a wedding to go to this Saturday. I previously reserved a +1, which is just a terrible idea. You know, in the beginning, you should just never reserve a +1 because then when you go, when you have a +1, then don't have a +1, then you don't have to worry about it when you go.
I think you're totally wrong.
If you would have a special someone by then and you didn't take them to the wedding,
True.
That'd
then
be tough.
they would probably have a slight issue. But now you no longer have a +1 person.
I'd say
Yes.
even if you don't have any +1 already set forth when you have to RSVP to a
You
the
still
wedding.
risk it?
Yeah, because you got to be optimistic. You're thinking,
Don't give up.
and desperate times yield for better results.
I don't think that's how that
Yeah,
works.
it is.
I don't know if you tell yourself
Once
that,
you
but I
get
don't
yourself
know.
a hard deadline, all of a sudden,
You're like, wow, I guess that's who I'm taking.
yeah, exactly.
Hudson, it's just a wedding. It's not like this is an end goal. Like he has to find someone by then.
Yeah, but then you have an empty seat beside him, you know?
Well,
See,
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking now.
They can tell. You can tell the couple, and they'll fix that.
See, but I have like 3 days here. It's this Saturday. I don't want to put any extra stress on them. As in, like, hey, just so you
Well,
know, it was like
right.
a last second thing. My day canceled on me, but like, so like, it's not my fault, really. If you don't want to be mad at me,
Do you know how? So you've got friends going to the wedding.
yes.
Do you know how you're seated at the tables?
I have no idea. I assume I'm sitting with my roommate Andrew, and he also is taking a date. I was
he
really.
has someone.
He has someone, which we were like, wouldn't it be kind of funny if like she also canceled on him, just so we'd have 2 wide open seats, our table would be like halfway full, and then we'd really look dumb. But unfortunately, she is still going. Yes, so
Okay.
she didn't cancel on him.
You were telling me that she also wants you to bring a date so that she has somebody to talk
Yeah,
to.
she
So
did.
you two guys.
So yeah, Andrew, the girl that he's bringing, really wants me to bring a date, so she has someone to hang out with at the wedding. Because apparently, me and Andrew just aren't enough.
Not good enough. Not good enough. Well,
So, do you have a backup plan, or what are you doing?
See, I don't know.
He's not going to refer to a girl as a backup
Yeah,
plan
exactly.
on
What
the
am I gonna
radio.
say?
have to know. Okay, we're just calling it what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that I could take to go.
Is
But
your mom busy?
no, I'm not taking my mom.
What's wrong
she
with
is
that?
busy. She is busy.
A mom date is super
She
nice.
is busy.
Does your
She-
mom know anybody though?
No, I don't want to do that either. I definitely don't want to do that. But yeah, I there are people that I could take to go, but again, it's so last minute now.
They would know.
And I'm like, hey, like, do you want to go with me? And now they do know for sure that they're like a plan B, last minute, 3 days before thing, and then trying to see if they're open, getting them an outfit that works. There's a lot of stresses that go into it.
What
you
about
know?
this? This is a simple idea. You're thinking you're going to be seated with at least 2 other people you're familiar with. Why don't you guys you get there, you get to the table, you just quietly move that chair away.
move it away.
Yeah, slide it to another table entirely.
And
now
I
you
just,
have more room.
I just double down
And
on
you have
meals.
Or put it in the
meals.
stack of chairs.
Yeah, I have
There's
2
gotta
meals.
Okay, well, you didn't like your mom idea. Is your grandmother busy or?
No, you're crazy.
Oh,
no.
it's so sweet. And then maybe you'll meet a girl there because she'll see and be like, "Oh my gosh, he brought his grandmother to this wedding.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure that'd
such
be
a nice guy."
Such a great
You
guy.
could play it off. You could play it off like your grandmother brought you.
Oh, like I don't know. Like I was my grandmother's date. That wouldn't be a
Yeah.
terrible idea.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not taking my mom or my grandmother. That's just something I'm not gonna do. I can't do
Then
that
I
now.
have no other
That would
ideas.
be such a like. It would just not that it'd be like a fallback option, but I'd feel bad then. Be like, oh yeah, mom. So my date actually canceled on me. Would you love to go? Because then I just feel like a double loser. You know?
No, and that's a sweet thing because then your mom's there, you have someone, and you're not alone, and it's sweet for your
Nah,
mom.
I don't. That's
what
okay.
about what about your brother? He could be your wingman.
My wingman?
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
could be his wingman.
I don't know. He just, I don't know if a brother's gonna do it. Because I think now I'm like set in my mind. I'm like, I'm probably gonna go with myself.
Oh.
And so now I'm overcoming the whole like guilt thing of the open chair being next to me. I feel bad because I'm like they had to pay for that meal, and then I didn't follow through for them.
No, you'll eat it.
I mean, I'll definitely eat the meal.
Yeah, so you don't have to feel bad.
I mean, but by the
It's actually-
table.
it sounds like a blessing in disguise.
I
is
know,
what I'm
right?
hearing.
Just an extra meal, an extra steak or chicken or whatever it is.
And then the people they're like, "Oh, he's alone and he's hungry."
Yeah, look at him. He's
Well, we
starving.
gave you
They would assume
ideas.
you're a wedding crasher.
I know, right? They're like, who even is that guy?
You tell us if you come up with anything else. Otherwise, I feel like we've
Well-
brought to the table some other
Hey,
options.
you guys
and
give me
you're
some
not
great ideas.
interested.
My mom, my brother, my
And your
grandmother.
grandmother.
We're trying.
I know.
Problem solved.
There it is.
You just get rid of the chair and throw the meal in the trash. Is that
I don't know if we need to throw the meal away, but I will get rid of the chair.
This is Radio U's worst of the riot.
Not related to that whatsoever, except for Nikki bringing up the menu. I found a new restaurant that just so happens to have opened up near the Radio U studios. It feels like the perfect melding of what I love and what Nikki loves.
I didn't know you totally want to try this.
Why
I'm so
would
excited.
I not want to try it? It's called Myeongrang hot dog.
Yeah, it's Korean corn dogs, like
Korean
hot dogs.
hot dogs. Nikki, what do I love?
You love hot dogs.
I love hot dogs.
And I love Korean stuff.
And you love Korean stuff.
It's the best of both.
It's a match made in heaven. So it just opened up near the Radio U studios, and oddly enough, I've never heard of this, but apparently it's a chain.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of locations spread throughout Arizona, Utah, California, and they've got a lot more coming, mostly on the West Coast, and then also. In Columbus, Ohio, is the brand new one of the brand new ones. So,
have you seen the Korean style hot dog before?
Not
like
before,
with the batter and everything.
Not before looking at this, but now that I'm looking at it,
looks pretty good.
And I'm seeing like a little box of 5 hot dogs, so you can get a smorgasbord, a flight of Korean hot dogs.
I think you can try all of them.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, a lot of them look really good, but. It would be a mistake if we were to go there and not get the Squid Ink mozzarella hot dog.
No,
Look at that.
that's the one I don't want.
I don't think it would. I don't know. Do you think? What does Squid Ink taste like? Have you had it? Does it taste like anything, or is it just to make it colorful?
It probably doesn't taste like anything.
The description says, "Want to see a special squid-looking hot dog?" Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Because if you ever had your mom when you were younger, and you can cut a hot dog into looking like the bottom, like an octopus or like a squid, it makes the little legs.
I get that. I get that.
If you look at the bottom of it, its legs are cut down at the bottom, so it looks like a squid.
It looks, and then the Squid Ink turns the, what is that? What is it? What is the Squid Ink colored in that? You know what I mean? Like it's colored something.
Yeah, it's battered.
It's colored the batter.
Yeah.
Colored the batter. I don't know. I just think it would be a mistake to not at least give that a shot.
I'll let you
and
have
see
that.
what it tastes like.
I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna get exactly what I want.
I want to mess around. I want to mess around and see what happens at the Korean hot dog place. So it's corn dogs. But then they've got, so obviously there's hot dogs involved.
There's cheese stick ones.
But there's some that are just, that would be just cheese sticks, like you said, just mozzarella. They've got one that's just, they say it's a rice cake hot dog. Mm-hmm. So it's rice cake and then it's battered and deep fried, I guess. You can get cheese involved. They've got, and then this is creative too. They've got the ones that are hot dogs, instead of having batter around them, they have deep fried cubes of potato or sweet potato.
Yep.
I love everything about this.
I know.
This
so
looks
excited
amazing.
You want to try it.
Yeah, we've got to do a little road trip because it's not close enough to the studios where I think. And we want to give these, we want to have the best experience possible.
Well,
We've got to eat them fresh.
I don't want to deliver. I feel like certain things do not translate as well when they are left to sit.
You don't want cold potatoes ensconcing your hot dog. You want that to be hot and fresh right out of the fryer.
I'm so excited you want to try it because I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
I sent it to Eric yesterday.
We've got to do this. We've so got to do this. They made this restaurant for us. Mm-hmm. So I'm a Myeongrang hot dog if you want to look it up and see if there's one near you that you can try. If you're a hot dog or a Korean or both aficionado like we are.
Because Hudson, for a while, there was eating hot dogs like literally every day. And then you took a break. And then you had soup like every day.
I did for a long time.
What happened the other day?
It's summertime. The hot dogs are back, baby.
Hot dogs are back each day.
I just can't decide if I want to break out the hot dog toaster again. Because it just makes the whole restaurant. It just makes the whole building smell of hot dogs.
Like hot dogs, yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that to everybody.
You can bring that out here. We don't mind. Crack a window.
Crack a window, will ya?
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Isaiah, did you find a date for the wedding yet?
We haven't.
Unfortunately not. Oddly enough, I still have not found a date.
It's not been long first, Hudson.
No.
And
a guy like you.
My grandmother hasn't responded yet. So.
Isaiah's looking for a date for a wedding this weekend.
Yeah. So, good luck to you.
We'll check back in 15 minutes. We'll see if things have changed.
I just think when
Hudson, why don't you go?
Why don't I go?
Why don't you go? You can have a bonding experience. You get a free dinner out of it.
Isaiah and I just bonded a couple days ago. That was enough bonding for a while.
Bonding is all the time, all right? It's a relationship. You want to continue to build it. And why not? Nothing like the stress of going to a wedding.
I got denied once already, and now I'm getting denied by Hudson. If I couldn't get any lower. I mean,
I tell you again, your mom
Why
is
don't
the
you
only
go?
option.
Why don't you go, Nikki?
I'm not going to weddings.
Why not?
I don't want to go to a wedding.
you guys are both the same way about weddings. You're
Yeah.
both like, well, I wouldn't even have RSVP'd in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm
I would-
surprised you said you'd go.
I wouldn't have gone. I don't go to weddings unless I'm forced to or paid to. How much
I'm not paying you.
how
I'm
much you
not
paying?
paying you. I'm not paying
Isaiah,
you.
would you like to rent our Radio U DJ wedding service?
Yes.
Hudson will provide music at the table personally for you.
We could have competing DJs, me and the person they've actually hired for the wedding.
Be the
I give you
perfect
a
person to
discount.
bring. Everyone be like, Isaiah, who did you bring to this? Hudson's in the corner mixing by himself. I'm like, I don't know. I barely know him. He's a coworker. I just met him.
Oh, and then you would ignore him.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. Is that
I
it?
would.
When you-
I would act like I didn't know him. I'd be like, this guy followed me in here. I came here alone.
We've also ignored that a lot of people have said, well, why don't you ask me or Nikki or Nene or any member of the Radio U staff? Because the rest of us all, between not really enjoying weddings and all having
we hate weddings. You could use the strong word.
I didn't
We
even
just
want.
don't like
I don't want to
it.
rub it in too much, but we also have significant others, so we have other stuff to do on the weekend.
Congratulations on all your success.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we didn't even get to. We got too caught up in the wedding thing, but it's fun to talk about. I'm hopeful for you.
Hudson loves when I'm down bad. I think
No,
he
I
loves
don't
it. He's
know.
like, it's kind of fun to talk about it. I don't know.
See,
No,
told
I don't
you, I
want you to
think-
feel bad.
I think you need to hop on Reddit or on social media and you need to make a thing about it. You got to be like, hey, I need a date. It doesn't have to be anything, just anybody want to. And then you just find someone.
I could go on TikTok. I could make millions of dollars off of the video.
Yes,
and go
why
viral.
don't you?
See, I just don't think I need Nene to help me do that. I think I would
Then
need
take
his
him to the
assistance.
wedding.
Yeah, I know.
we totally missed through all of this. Your plus one should be Jim the dog.
Oh
bring
my
your dog.
gosh.
Bring Jim the dog.
I think if
You'd be
I
a
brought,
hit.
I'd be a hit for the first 3 minutes when everybody thought he was cute. 27 minutes in, when he's licked everyone's foot for the 17th time, everybody would hate him.
It's a great icebreaker.
Oh, it'd be a great one for me.
You bring Jim as your date, and then the next wedding you're going to, you're
Now-
definitely going to have a date.
Hudson, do you realize that every person we've brought up, Isaiah acts like it'd be annoying to take us all to the wedding, including his own dog.
All right, well, I mean, Jim is the ultimate of ultimate bad dogs to bring to a wedding because he would want to be the star of the show. You talk about somebody upstaging the wedding, Jim would be the worst person to bring because he would upstage the wedding the whole time.
You definitely would take the spotlight off of the off of the happy couple.
He can't not be in the spotlight.
The bride would be like, what are you doing, Isaiah?
What the heck is wrong with you? You brought your dog here that clearly is not trained.
I know
Somehow,
you feel bad with,
I think
having the extra, meal and
Yeah.
seat empty, but we don't need to bring the dog.
if you brought Jim, I think the bride, in one way or another, would not get the deposit back on her.
Oh, no chance. The venue would be so upset.
Yeah,
Well, he's still dateless then, guys.
we're trying. We've come up with a lot of suggestions.
I know. We're just looking for a good one.
I don't even have any, we don't even have any friends we could push
No,
towards you.
I don't. No, that's a problem.
All right, well, keep thinking.
That's a problem for both of us.
We're not shutting the door. We're just gonna work throughout the rest of this week just to see if anybody wants to go to the wedding.
And I had something else that I was going to talk about. We'll save that for much later.
Okay.
Come back in an hour.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
When
And
you
we'll
have
circle
a
back.
date, that's the only way you're coming back
Oh,
in.
perfect.
It's going to be hard to talk about anything else with you.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
Ooh, Isaiah, you got a date yet? No, I'm
Stop
just kidding.
now,
I'm just
leave
kidding. I'm
him
just
be.
Listen,
no.
that's-
That
I
would give
think
you-
we're looking at it the wrong way. I mean, we're looking at all my family members. Don't you have like a sister or a cousin for me?
I have a sister. She's spoken for, as far as I know. I do know.
You
It's
never
not as
pull
far
through
as I
for
know.
me.
She
You
is.
never pull through for me.
And she's several states over, so I don't think she's gonna fly right in just for the
Then
just for
she's
the wedding.
not a good sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
right.
Your reference must not be high enough for me, I guess.
Don't give up. We'll find someone.
All right, let's talk about something not wedding related at all, which is that a new survey has come out that said the average American would like to have a week's worth of mental health days that they could take off at work.
Oh, like for
Per
the whole
year.
year?
Yeah, just like you get sick time,
Vacation.
you get vacation, you get like bereavement or whatever, and a lot of people say, according to this survey, that they should also get some mental health days as well. What do you think about that?
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds nice, doesn't it?
I think so.
I think
Especially if you use up all your sick days.
Yeah.
You just need some more days. You just need a little bit more.
I think I'd be way more likely to take the mental health day. Well, obviously, because I never take a sick day.
Yeah.
And I'm I guess I'm proud of that.
You are.
I wish I got sick more often, but so I could have some time off.
Lean in over.
I know.
Yeah.
Closer
Come
to
this
him.
way.
Can you come cough on me real quick?
I can help you with that.
But I guess the flip side though is I never want to take a sick day. I never feel like I never want to admit, even if I don't feel good, that I feel bad enough health wise that I don't want to come to work. And that'd probably be even more so with mental health, where not to make light of it or anything, but I wouldn't want to be calling into work being like, yeah, I just don't feel it today.
Well,
you know?
I think sometimes when you have a sick day, you feel like everybody needs to know the entire rundown of what made you
Right.
sick, how you've been sick, because no one wants to get your sickness.
Uh-huh.
So everybody just wants to make sure. But with mental health day, that'd be much more
It's just
private.
it's more for you.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're calling in, going, pass, I'm not coming in today, and no one would need to know the details.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
I think that
does it?
does.
Sounds even better. I come in the next day and I come on the air and you guys don't get to ask me why I wasn't here yesterday. But I feel like I would treat it the same way as a sick day, because whenever I think about a sick day, I'm like, am I sick enough? Maybe a month or two
Right.
down the line, I'm going to be more sick and wish I had saved it.
Yes.
And so I'm going to wake up one morning and be like, am I down bad enough?
Right.
Maybe there's something worse coming. There could be something coming that'll be even worse than this. Maybe I want to save it. And I would end up doing the same thing I do with my sick days, which is just never use them because I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be feeling worse in a couple months.
It would make a lot of sense, though. Like for most people, you get a certain amount of sick days and whatnot throughout the year, and then a lot of people all of a sudden take a bunch of, especially vacation, of course, before the end of the year, before it expires. And when do you think you're most at your, the anxiety and the depression and whatever it is weighing the most on you? December.
Yeah.
When it's winter time, you've got Christmas coming up. You're all, you've got a million things you're trying to juggle, and it's all just weighing down on you. So, but the flip side is the other time you're also feeling depressed a lot is probably after Christmas.
Yeah.
As
There's
soon as the new
January.
year starts, so you might use up all your days in January.
Well, they're saying that 64% would be more inclined to work for a company that offered benefits like that. They say that maybe if you worked at a place that offered mental health days, that actually might be better for you. Because say if you do like therapy or if you just have other sort of forms of treatment, that can be very expensive. When if you just took a day off here or there, that could really help kind of recharge you a bit more in a more affordable way, which stresses less, than the other alternatives.
What do you guys think, though? The other thing is, like, if I'm bad enough that I need a sick day, then that means I'm really going to sit at home and lie around and do nothing because I just want to feel better.
Yeah.
I think with a mental health day, you're like, you call in, you decide, like, I just haven't been, my mental health just hasn't been at its best lately. I'm going to call in sick, call in for my mental health day. But then you'd spend the day, I imagine myself anyways, and that, I guess it'd just be proof that my mental health wasn't bad enough because I'd just be out probably doing stuff.
Well,
It's just stuff around the
which is
house
like-
or whatever.
You're allowed to.
You think that'd be good for you?
I think it depends on like why you're sad or why you're down bad. Like if you're just like really sad, I feel like for me at least, I would rather come to work and be like working and getting my mind off it. But if you're like super stressed or depending on like what your case or scenario is, it might like determine what you want to do. Maybe you want to go do something fun for the day, go like out with your family and go to like a water park or do something like get your mind off things, or maybe you just need a day to just decompress, lay around at home and relax. Or if you're just sad or down bad, you might either want to come to work to get your mind off it or go do something fun so that you aren't thinking about it all day. But usually for me, if I'm just laying around, it'll just make me more sad.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah, you come in.
Well, it's a nice idea anyways, and there's a lot of support for it.
bet.
Except among companies.
Yeah.
We'll let you go
I
talk
could
about
always use a couple more days off. I mean,
Of course.
But then you never use them.
I know. I would just. It's in the mind. You know.
It'd be good to have the option.
It's
at
nice to
least.
have them.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.